Hey guys, this is Chris from Empire Bricks and welcome to another LEGO Star Wars set review. Today we're having a look at set 7131, Anakin's Podracer. It was released in 1999 as the first wave of LEGO Star Wars sets ever made. It comes with 136 pieces, has 3 minifigures, and it retailed for $15. So guys, it's a classic set, first wave of LEGO Star Wars sets ever made, and pretty rare to find nowadays. So I'm really happy to have this set. But before we look at the Podracer, let's dive into the minifigures first. Starting off with the main character of this set being Anakin Skywalker. Now, this is the child version of Anakin Skywalker, and there's a few notable things about this figure and the other figures is that because this is an older set, they still come with the yellow heads and hands, where LEGO later on changed them to flesh-colored body parts to make them more movie accurate. And even though this is a child character, he does still come with the regular pair of legs and not the shorter ones because they didn't exist at the time. Now, he is wearing a pretty basic tan outfit that he was wearing during the pod race, kind of his poor man's clothes. No leg printing and no back printing because they didn't do that with the older figures. Underneath the helmet there is a pretty unique head and expression which looks pretty good and detailed for that time. No secondary face either, that was not something LEGO did. And he comes with his racing helmet with a pair of goggles on top. Moving on to the second figure, that is Padme Amidala, and she is pretty unique as well. I think unique for the set, but also unique because she's not wearing any royal clothes. She is still a servant in the movie, or at least pretending to be one. So that makes this figure, in my opinion at least, a collectible, and I'm really happy to have her. She comes with a pretty basic blue tunic, no leg printing as well, no back printing, and no secondary face. She comes with a very female expression, of which the bottom of her lower lip has kind of faded away. And she comes with this very unique headpiece, which I am really happy to have. It's a pretty big piece, and I think it's beautifully detailed, especially for 1999. Moving on to the third minifigure, which is actually a buildable figure, or at least brick build figure, and that is a pit droid. And I really like this guy. He has some great parts to him and looks pretty accurate to the movie. This is a figure that you can really easily make your custom versions of, and it's nice to see him included in the set, even though I would maybe not count him as a minifigure, but in fact he is counted as one. So putting him to the side as well, we get to the actual set. It is Anakin's Podracer. So function-wise, there's not that much going on with this set. It's a very old set, and they were mainly for play and display. And feature-wise, there were not that many moving parts. Also, this is a Podracer, so there is not that much to move about anyway. Although you can open and close these flaps, as you could pose the set in a racing position, maybe a little bit tilted, with the flaps a little bit open. I just broke a piece off, excuse me. And make it look like he's actually racing. So maybe something like this, and with the flaps a little bit open. That would look cool. Feature-wise, I'm not sure if you could call it a feature, but in the movie, of course, there's actually 2 engines, and with some wires, they are attached to the racing pod over there, and there is a power beam in between. And to make it look like it's actually levitating, they chose to build this support beam from tan bricks. So if you would hold it over tan plates or other tan surfaces, it would a little bit look like there's actually just 2 engines and a racing pod. So that's a clever design thing that they did, and I'm really happy that they chose to do that instead of trying to make a really floppy set, because this is actually pretty sturdy. It can handle quite a bit, and that's a good thing because it's an old set, and not all sets have that quality. The engines look pretty good. I like how they built them up from the wheels with the round parts and stuff, so that's cool. And I like the bright orange transparent beams as the power connectors. Now, going to the cockpit, there is actually some printed pieces over here that are quite unique. So there is the printed slope over there. And there is 2 printed very old doorway pieces on both sides to kind of create that shape, conical shape. And they bear the what looks like an A for Anakin and his Podracer logo, I would say. So that's cool, and his the pattern that is used in his flag as well is found on this slope. And there is place for 1 minifigure, of course. Maybe it's even a good thing that he has the longer legs because they can bend, so you could sit him down in here. Along with this Podracer comes a small flag post with 2 flags in the colors that symbolize Anakin's Podracer. It would have been nice though to have the very large flag piece here with his actual insignia printed on that. As you can see in the movie, they have all these large flags, 1 for each racer. That would have been awesome to have, making this set very unique. But still, it's a nice little extra build that you get with this set. So overall, what can I say about the set? Feature-wise, it's not that strong, of course, but the looks really capture the feel of the Podracer, and I think the coloring is very good. The pieces used are great for that time, and for the original $15, you get a lot of value for your money here, because you get 3 minifigs, or at least 2, but they're pretty exclusive, and a brick built minifigure. You get a playset, a small extra build for just $15. Normally for $15 you would get not even a battle pack at this point. So I think it's very reasonably priced, and maybe even a collector's item by now. So I'm very happy to have this in my collection. Downside, the lack of features is basically the only downside that I can think of, because it's very reasonably priced. It looks good, has the minifigure, so that's the only downside of this set, and it's a downside that you cannot really do that much about, because most of the newer Podracer sets have basically the same issue. So overall, this is a great set. I can recommend you getting it if you can find it for the right price. Somewhere between $10 and $15 or euros would be nice. If you can get it in good condition, that's awesome. If you can find this in box, leave it in the box, because this is a true classic. So guys, that's it for my review. I really hope you liked it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.